but all other entities, including the Inspectorate of State Corporations, because these are very critical in ensuring that there is good governance across the board in public enterprises. I gave the example that out of the 348 state enterprises that are there today, 79 of them are supposed to be commercial enterprises that pay dividends to the government of Kenya. And in my speech, which you will see, we have not been meeting that target. Only 5% of the 79 have been remitting dividends to the exchequer. Others have now become dependent on the exchequer. We must reverse that trend. We have seen public servants losing their savings through some of these entities, because all public corporations have an obligation to remit all statutory deductions, pay as you earn, NHIF, NSSF. Some of them have not been doing that. And even where employees have contributed to their various circles within that enterprise, you find that some of those entities have dipped into those savings, and you wake up one morning, it's a rainy day for you, maybe school fees, maybe medical problems, you go to your cooperative and they are unable to give you your funds because those funds have been utilized by other people. So the president indicated that we are seeing debt levels that we have never seen before. You heard him. He did not mince his words. So he brought it out that we all have to pull up our socks so that we can get out of that dangerous situation that we are in. It's not that we cannot get out of it. We can get out of it. But we must now stop digging. That was the message he was putting across. We must stop digging and start getting out of the challenges that we are facing. He indicated, for instance, pending bills are very high, almost 1 trillion plus across the government, into the county governments, and therefore these are issues to address. And as I was speaking there, I was also pointing out that a vibrant economy is also dependent on a government that is also honoring its obligations. It is inevitable that somewhere along the line, as government, we must rationalize. Because are we duplicating? Are some of the entities actually duplicating functions? But that is something that must be done professionally and systematically, and then we can pronounce ourselves to the Kenyans as we go ahead. But clearly, when I spoke to the PSS a few weeks ago, I think you captured it. One of the things that we said is that we also need to make sure that we are doing an audit of our skill sets and our performance and the entities, because you may find that there is excessive duplication in certain areas where, if we worked smart, we can find fewer institutions undertaking some of these challenges. So this is something that must be done rationally, professionally, and in accordance with the law. But it is a very, very serious issue, not just within public entities, but even within government itself. We need to rationalize that. And I gave an edict to the permanent secretaries to clearly look at their respective departments, state departments, and see where there is duplication and where there could be some synergy which can be put together so that we bring efficiency to the table.
My final question, we only have 7 years.
On the pending bills, I know for a fact that a committee was set up and it took stock of all these bills and it made certain recommendations. But it also calls for an audit, because as much as we may talk of the figure of about 1 trillion plus, we also have to go through a verification exercise. How much of that is genuine and how much of it is inflated or concocted? Yeah, so those details must come out. All right, but on the figure, it's there. Now, apart from that, we also have the challenge of court cases where awards have been made. You know, so it's quite a challenge. We want boards to take responsibility. And the theme of my message today was tuachane ama tuepukane na ile hadithi ya kusema waziri amesema. Yeah, there's that famous saying, waziri amesema. So people tend to pass the buck instead of taking decisions in accordance with the law and in accordance with regulations. They take a shortcut and say, waziri amesema. Sometimes huyo waziri hata hawajakutana. Tunaelewana? Lakini wanasema waziri amefanya nini? Amesema. And in the process, certain things then go in the wrong direction. So the message we are saying is that let them be ethical, let them be professional, and let them be guided by the Mwongozo guidelines on matters of state corporations.